All right, everybody, welcome into another episode of the Underground Runaround podcast. I'm your host, Brad Ross, back again with my co-host, Pav Daddy. We got Kenny up top. Kenny, what are you doing up there? Kenny, what is going on right now? And my man, Keith Francino. Keith, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Heck yeah, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. We've been busy. It's been busy. So we got to figure out what the hell's been going on. Pav, I'm gonna unmute you. How's the noise over there? It's baseball season, baby.
I love it. It's nice being able to just wake up and know you get to watch any game you want. Like,
I know.
Put on anything. I love that.
Every day now, because I break primarily during the day. I check. As soon as I'm getting ready for a break, I'll have a game up. Now I talk about the game, like the Rays and the Red Sox were on today, during the break. So I want you guys to talk about baseball for a few minutes just so I can get this thing set up. And then we got some cool stuff to talk about tonight. So baseball season, baby. What's going on with it?
How you guys like the rule changes so far?
I mean, watching the game, it is nice. The pace is nice. I'm down with that. Like, bases, I don't know.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised by how much time they've actually cut off?
Yeah, no, I am.
Didn't you feel like it'd be like 10, 15 minutes? And it's fucking 30 minutes they're averaging right now. Yep. It's like, holy shit. When we went to the game yesterday, Jen was like, you know, what time are you going to be home? And I'm like, I'll be home by 8:30. And she's like, no fucking way. And I'm like, I'm telling you.
No, I thought the same thing. You and Brad said that.
Yeah. And I was like, the games just end so quick. And like we hung out after the game. That's the funny thing. Like I told her, I was like, man, we could go to a day game and get home by 8. I know for a fact I can get home by 8 because we fucking waited around after and broke the box of cards and stuff. So it's like, man, we could have flew home if we really pushed it,
Dude, I had such a bad time with traffic. It was a nightmare getting back yesterday. Where did you get off the expressway?
I went to 90-94 and then to 394. I get lucky there because I can fly down 394.
Yeah, because you just get to go south.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, it was miserable, dude. All the way to the Hard Rock. It's like 40 miles of misery, and then the last 20 take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just terrible. Douglas is here. It's great. Brand only had one hot dog dude, you know what sucks? So I went by myself. First time I've ever gone to a big league game by myself. Like you were there, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. But I was just in a hurry, like not in a hurry, but like I just like went in the ballpark and I like walked around concourse and then I just sat down and like I just soaked it in. Like I just sat there and like it was dope. And then the dude next to me, so I was one seat in from the aisle. The dude next to me had headphones in and was like listening to the game on radio. So I'm like, cool, this guy's going to be cool. Like no problems there. No one even ended up sitting next to me. And I sat like 8th row. I got a ticket closer to home plate than the visitors dugout. Like really good seat. Like 8th row, I think, for $66.
Damn.
Like the day of the game. Yeah, Wrigley's an expensive ticket. I'm sure face value is way more than that. But I knew I was going by myself. I'm like, one ticket will probably be pretty easy to get. And boom, nailed it. Got this good sunburn though. Oh man. Terrible. Yeah. Terrible. Exciting news, I guess. We do now we've partnered up with FCG Grading, Forensic Card Grading. And I just want to give them a shout out. And like I was telling these guys before we went live, the only reason we did it, for anyone who knows me, is I'm 100% about transparency. Even anything. You can ask me anything. I'm going to give you an answer whether you like it or not. FCG is the only grading company out there. And this isn't a discredit to any of the other grading companies out there. But they are the only ones with complete 1,000% transparency. It's black and white. So you don't have to agree with what they're telling you, but they're telling you exactly why you get the grades you get. I mean, there's even a QR on their slab. You can scan it. It'll tell you why you got what you got. It only costs $14 a card. They don't upcharge you. You don't get charged based on the value of your card. You know, some companies do that, which I'm not a big fan of. And I don't think anybody wants to pay more for the same thing. And then turnaround time is really good with them. 10 business days. You know, that's what it is. Start to finish, you get it back. So they have a lot to like. I love the transparency. And, you know, we've teamed up with them. And we want you to know that they're out there because I think people need to know more. Because they grade a ton of Bowman. We're huge baseball guys. It makes a lot of sense. So and they have a great looking slab. So
and Bowman's coming out. So
Bowman is coming out in 2 weeks, I believe. Spring Bowman. I really don't know much about it, so I'm not in any special program or direct with Topps or anything like that. Those people, I think, know, because I've been hearing about Bowman. I've been hearing about retail Bowman too, and I don't know anything about any of it yet. So hopefully I know more soon, because the checklist is already out. I want to do a show, you know, maybe next week.
Yeah.
Or early the following week before the actual release, if it doesn't end up getting pushed back or anything like that. So, yeah, it is a good time for people to know there's another company out there. Super affordable. You don't get charged for anything extra. And, you know.
You're checking all the boxes, right?
What do we complain about?
What do we complain about? Everything. Your explanation on grade.
Yeah, why?
Right?
Why is this a 9? Well, now it's going to tell
exactly.
you. Like
turnaround times.
You know what it's going to be.
Check.
10 days. Bang.
Yeah.
And
Pricing,
my big thing is like,
$15?
okay, so yeah, exactly. So like I sent 4 submissions in the last 3 weeks to PSA. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't, because they get the most money. But why? Why? They don't tell you why you get an 8. They don't tell you why you get a 9. They don't tell you why your 2018 paper Juan Soto update got a 6 when you know it was fine when you sent it to them. You know, they don't tell you that. They don't tell you why they give you a stack full of 10s with a greasy thumbprint on each card, Pav. You know, but they still sell like 10s. So I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm not
all
here
those
to...
poor people with fingerprints on their 10s, dude.
Or fibers, you know, whatever. And then the old PSA slab sounds like a maraca. The people who say you can't, and I'm not trashing PSA. I just told you guys I sent 4 subs out there. These are just the facts. Yeah. All I'm speaking about is the facts. So if you don't like the facts, I'm sorry, but these are facts. People who say you shouldn't ship a card in a magnetic holder, a one touch, is, you know, what a lot of people call them. Like, what do you mean? PSA cards, you can shake them in most of the slabs. Yeah. Like, absolutely shake them. So, I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, there's no way the edges aren't getting damaged.
Just cooked. Like, absolutely cooked. Or just
was compact. That you brought that up with, like, BGS today, right, Pav?
Yeah, they put it in, like, a...
Yeah, I like that. The sleeve.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get off topic, but we were talking about grading companies today, and none of it had anything to do with this partnership or anything like that. So it's just interesting. And yeah, well, Beckett. Ooh.
Yeah.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
I really think they should sell it. Just let somebody else take over that can concentrate on that.
I haven't sent anything to them in so long. They were like the last... Honestly, they were like the last smart company to send to during the pandemic, like the peak pandemic, when like you were sending, I remember, Pav, you were sending the Luis Robert Short Prints Express or something like that. One of their fast service levels. You were grabbing all the short prints and then whatever their price was. What was it, 50 or 150 a card?
$50 for the Express.
Yeah, so you could send it for $50, get it back quickly during a time where demand was at a place no one has ever seen ever before. I mean, that stuff was just flying off the shelf for you, crushing it. So I mean, it's not like they haven't been useful, but they seem to have no idea as to what they actually want to do. Like, how do you back that? How do you have consumer trust with that? So that's my big thing. They're not standing up for themselves. You have to stand up for something. I mean, whether you fall flat on your face and it doesn't work out and you have to backtrack, like, I mean, they made signage and stuff. they were ready to go with it. So why? Because the internet didn't like what they wanted to do? I really didn't care.
They backed out of the slab change as well, right? Like
yeah, that wasn't that at the National last year.
Yeah,
So
I
wasn't there, but yeah, yes. And then they're like, yeah, that's not really our new label or whatever.
Like, who are they letting make these decisions? Like,
right.
What are you gonna sit there and do the same thing over and over and let it fail? Make a change.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Whatever.
Yeah, like you said, do it. Just do it. What's gonna happen? They're gonna shit talk you one way or the other. I mean, literally, you're that big of a company that you're gonna get flack regardless. Like, that's a good thing.
No matter what.
Because people are talking about you. If I've learned anything from some of these less than desirable, in my opinion, companies out there in the industry, and I'm not talking about Beckett when I say this. I'm not talking about any grading company. But what I'm saying is any publicity is good publicity, it seems like. Seems like any company or any person that gets bad publicity or good publicity is just in a better place when it goes away. When you get those little flash in the pan, I wouldn't call them viral moments because it's really, we're not a big enough, or at least I'm not in a big enough space to consider anything viral. But like whenever you have those little moments that more than one little group of people in the hobby starts talking about it, you know, when those moments happen, good or bad, seems like the businesses end up better off regardless. So
yeah,
Beckett, I don't know what they're doing, because even if it doesn't work out, people are going to talk shit. If it does work out, people are going to talk shit. So
absolutely.
I mean, what are you going to do? It's tricky, and they made it tricky because they've done it twice now. When they make their next announcement on anything they ever plan on doing, people are going to be like, yeah, whatever. No, you're not.
Yeah.
They're like, it's that the cry wolf or something like that. What's the saying?
Cry wolf.
Yeah. That's the
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, right. And then they don't do it, so then nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
And they make their next announcement. So I don't know. Oh man. So yeah, at the Cubs game yesterday, I met Dustin. He checks out the show. So Dustin, that's pretty cool. I made a few posts. I actually took a 2020 Topps Chrome Blaster box with me to the game. And I was like, if I saw anybody in the Nico jersey, I was gonna let them have the blaster and like see if they open and pull a Nico. Well, we tried to find somebody, we didn't. So then Pav went to the game on the other side of the field with his brother and his niece, and then his niece ripped the box outside in like the second to last pack. She actually did pull a Nico rookie out of there, so that was pretty cool. I haven't uploaded any of that yet, but I did upload a J-Rod single. That was cool. He looked very pedestrian, like maybe he was tired, but he did get a couple of hits towards the end. He ended up getting thrown. So let's talk about that for a minute, Pav. We're talking about the Cubs game yesterday, the Cubs Mariners game on Wednesday, and I didn't make a banner for the Cubs game. Sorry. All right. J-Rod, when he got thrown out, what'd you see?
When he got thrown out?
Yeah, so what was that, the 8th inning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Julio Rodriguez tried to steal second in the 8th inning.
Nico's foot blocked his hand.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it was so hard to tell from where I was at.
Yeah, Nico's foot blocked his hand. But it wasn't a purposeful, it's just how he landed.
Right.
When he got the ball. But like his foot came down right where J-Rod's hand was fucking sliding in. So it was like it ended up being a perfect block and kept him from touching the bag.
All right, so the big topic of conversation. Games are going quicker, like you guys said. Much, much quicker than you expected. And we said this on a show. I forget which show, because I don't timestamp all the shows because, you know, we just don't have time to do everything we want to do. And we said somewhere along the line that once they realize that these games are ending sooner, it's less of an opportunity for them to sell merchandise, beverages, food, everything.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And we said that. We said that on this show. And here we are, not 2 weeks worth of games into the season. You know, I don't even think some teams have played 14 games yet. And teams are already selling beer past the 7th inning now. And Matt Strom, former guest on our show, podcast legend, Yankee killer, and Marlins fisherman as of late, he was in the headlines today for making a comment on exactly that. He was, you know, it's like, hey, what are you guys doing? You know, I don't want to read the quote. You guys can go find it. And
he nailed it.
He nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. So I've had people. So because he was on the show, I've had people sending me screenshots of that all day, and being on both sides of the coin. I'm like, yep, all right. You know, like the biggest thing with the issue is he ripped the MLB or the stadiums, the teams, whoever, for selling beer later than the 7th inning. He's like, why are you going to put more people in potential jeopardy or give people the opportunity to put themselves in jeopardy, etc., by selling beer closer to the time that they're going to leave the stadium? But here's my question, and I don't know the answer to this, is why did every team unanimously agree to stop selling beer after the 7th inning in the first place? Like, why is that even a thing? Is it actually a rule? Because if it is, it seems like it's very easy to not let that be a rule anymore. But that's the thing. What is that? Is that one of those unwritten rules of baseball?
I would say it's probably unwritten. Some
Some
city or something asked at some point, said, "Hey man, can you stop serving at this point?" You know,
because the Cubs said for Wrigley Field, they'll serve until the end of the 8th inning, or at night games until 10:35, or the 8th inning, whichever comes first, something like that. I didn't quite read it more than once, but I'm like, huh. If that was a rule, they sure did throw it right out the window awfully fast.
God.
Must have noticed. Like, and then, you know, the internet, and I'm not an expert, the internet says that vendors sell the beer, not the team or whatever, but I'm sure they get a cut of the revenue that they generate for selling the beer. Why else would they let them into their stadium to sell beer? So I don't have time or the patience to fucking type out a perfect reply to the internet people, but guys, say some wild things, man. Just think about what you're hitting enter on before you do it. It's wild. It just blows my mind. But
yeah, I don't know why it seems once I read what he said, I was like, yeah, no, he's not wrong. And I think it's completely
right. That's the thing. He's not wrong.
Crap. Yeah, he's right.
No, the only acceptable logical answer for them to stop serving drinks at the end of the 7th inning, like they have for as long as I've ever been going to games, is for it to be, you know, allow people a little bit of time if they need it to get themselves right to go home, you know. And now, as soon as you notice that you're losing fucking money, keep those taps flowing, baby.
And what's that? So you
let
think
them
about
rip.
it, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning in a normal non-pitch clock standard could last a while, right? You're talking about the last pitchers are taking longer. The mental game's at the highest, right? Pitchers are trying to, you know, people are stepping off, all that stuff. So it's like a lot of time, and now you literally cut the game time and serve it later. You know what I mean? So it's like
speed them up.
It's double defeating the purpose. It's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah,
I don't care. I drink early and stop drinking at like the 5th inning.
Yeah,
like, I'm the guy that drinks before I get in the park, couple when I get in the park, and then I'm done. I don't want to feel like shit leaving.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I only had 2 yesterday. I only had 2 and a hot dog.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. And then by the time I got out of traffic, it took me 2 hours to get home. It should only take me an hour. It was bad. And by the time I got home, or close to home, I realized all I had eaten all day was a hot dog. I'm like, oh, man, I'm starving.
Yep.
Oh, man, I was stuck in traffic. I'm like, this is just the worst. Oh,
did they
man.
have a authentic, like a MLB store there? Like
they did, man. I wanted to. They had an Ian Happ, a broken bat from a game the day before.
I love
I
broken
think
bats. Broken bats are badass.
I just didn't. I didn't really want to pay what they were asking.
Yeah.
and I didn't want to carry it around with me the whole day. And I didn't know if I could like buy it and come pick it up at the end because it was right by my section, their little Authentics little nook. So, yeah, but they had some cool stuff. But they had a ton of bats.
One last question: am I the only one that goes to an MLB game and doesn't leave their seat?
No,
Nope.
I left one time, but I had to pee, and it was like an emergency.
That's okay. Yeah.
So,
I didn't get any more food. And the reason I didn't get any more food because I had already left. I got up. I'm like, okay, I got up. I'm gonna be good. I'm like, the beer dude will come back if I need one. And right before I got up, a dude was fucking going around with hot dogs, and then he never came back. So I was gonna probably grab another hot. But yeah, I was locked into the game. I'm there for the game.
Yeah. They were making fun of me. The guys I went with to the World Baseball Classic game, they were making.
Oh no, I don't.
I'm like,
I'm not getting up. I'm not walking around the concourse. That's why you get to the game early. If you want to do anything at the ballpark
100%.
that's not getting done on the field, you do it an hour and a half before the game starts. That's why they open the gates early. Get your shit taken care of. Sit down and pay attention to the bazillions of dollars that is playing a game in front of you and just be in awe of their capabilities and just, let them do their thing and entertain you. So
go early, get your beer, get your food, get your merchandise, whatever.
But
the hell
sit
you
down
want.
and lock in because it's game time. You know what I mean? Like, sit down. Like, watch the game. I was pissed. The first two J-Rod at bats, so he let off the game. I got people in the first and second row shuffling in and out. Like, don't you understand that's the guy anybody here wants to see from not the Cubs? Like, that's the guy. Like, we want to see him do good and the Cubs win by 15. Like, that's what we want to see. And you guys, you assholes are doing this while he's walking.
That was me at the Warriors game on Sunday. Fucking Blazers, man. Showing up late. No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I thought
unbelievable. Pav, you got anything else? Anything else?
It was nice to be at the ballpark when the Cubs extended.
Ian Hare.
Nice. Oh, that is cool. Yeah,
that did happen while we were there.
The cool thing too was like MLB.com was reporting it, Jordan Bastian, right? But they're like the Cubs haven't commented on it, and so the Cubs, the first thing they did was they put it on the video board. So that was their announcing.
Oh, that's dope.
That's cool.
Dope.
See, that's awesome.
The Cubs announced it on the video board, and all the Twitter fucks had to spout it off, ahead of time. So good job. What else do we have? What else? Anything else about the game, Pav?
Fucking Kalenic, dude.
Kalenic, 482.
Kalenic.
Just an
absolute.
I say Kalenic too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I've never seen a ball hit up to that part of Wrigley ever.
He's back.
Holy hell.
He ended the end of last year well, and he was off to a good start. He was hitting like 333, I think, entering the game, and then
he's just killing the Cubs. Like when the Cubs won the day before, he was fucking smoking the ball.
Yeah.
And he'd hit the whole game, and the Cubs bring in this like the worst fucking pitcher on their roster. Like seriously, the guy shouldn't.
I don't. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
DFA'd. So like, he comes in. He pitched 2 innings the night before. So it's like, man, this is gonna be trouble. And so he's just up there trying to throw as hard as he can.
It was trouble.
And he's got no movement. And so like that pitch.
Teoscar took him deep, and then Kalenic just
98
sent him to the moon. Like I don't even know if that ball came down yet. I wanted to call it a nuclear bomb on the internet. I wanted to type that, but I was afraid I'd get put in prison or Facebook jail if I said that.
That's the first ball I've seen.
Just launched. Just I've never seen the upper deck shot in center field in person. Chris Bryant hit the new scoreboard.
I was there for that game.
I was not there, but oh my goodness, that was
on top.
Yeah, that was a absolute. Was that the Diamondbacks?
No, it was fucking Washington Nationals.
The
dude.
Nationals, that's right.
Yeah. That
That's
was
right.
an awesome fucking game, dude. Bryce Harper hit a home run that game, and then fucking Bryant just absolutely smoked one. And that here's the question: is they said it was the longest in Statcast era.
Yep.
There was one from Bryant where he hit the scoreboard, hit his face up on the scoreboard that they said was like 490 something.
Yeah, I don't know if Kelnick was credited as like a left-handed record or not.
I don't know.
That's what I heard. I heard it was left-handed.
Gotcha.
But I was at the game, so
What would be pretty cool, and I just went on Tops Now. They actually have a Tops Now card of it. Which is
Dude,
cool.
that ball was.
Do they
that
really?
ball was smoked.
Yeah, it's not. I wish they had a picture of where it went. It's just Kelnick rounding the bases, but it's still cool. It says Kelnick homers are in third straight game, 482-foot rocket.
That is one thing. Like when I go to the game, I've played enough and watched enough baseball to know when a ball is a legit home run, right? And you get so many times, like Hosmer hit this fly ball, and everybody's like, ah! And it's like, dude, it's a fly out, you know? And everybody's screaming, like, get out of here.
yeah.
No, it's
so
like
there's-
When he hit it, it's like no doubt, right? You hear it off the bat. Okay, that's fucking smoked.
It's like the fans when they just go all at the
Yeah.
same time, but it's
Yeah,
like a medium
It's a fly out,
medium deep
yeah.
fly ball. Yeah,
But that's what's cool about it though, because like, especially for Tops Now,
I love Tops Now. So.
there was a guy sitting.
Brad,
one,
are you in that? Are you in that picture? Or are you to the right?
Oh, that would be cool. No, I was
He's
closer
more to
to
the
home plate.
I was gonna say, how cute that would be so awesome.
But no, that's what I was gonna say. Is this is cool because you'd be like, hey, I went to this game. There was a guy behind me, one row back and one seat over, across the aisle. He was wearing a Kelnick jersey and he had the Mariners logo tattooed on his calf. Like that's a real fan. And then his guy I gave the dude a fist bump. I'm like, damn, dude, I can't imagine how pumped you are right now. That guy's probably still happy about that, you know. He went berserk, and I'm like, yeah, dude, go on, that's awesome. Like that dude just launched one into orbit, and now he can come to Tops.com for the next 16 hours and 4 minutes and 58 seconds and buy himself. Like I want to buy one and find a guy and send it to him. Like here, dude, if you didn't know about it, here you go. Like that's cool. You can you can connect that forever. Tops lets you do it. I love the hobby. The only other thing I gotta say about the game or anything like that, in the Authentics store, they had bases. They're ginormous.
Are they that big?
The bases
Pizza
are
boxes.
huge,
We
dude.
got
They
pizza
are.
boxes out here.
They're huge.
What
I
did they
couldn't
go
believe
for?
it. I don't remember. Dude, they had two of them, and I went, oh my god. Like, I was like... And dude,
I'm gonna go find one next time I go.
they're
to work.
big.
Whenever
They're like bigger than like the safety base. It seems like it's everything. It's so big.
So that's good for like Tops and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Make more cards.
Tops is legitimately pumped about it, and they've made no mistake about it. And not only that, they've like made deals or figured out a way to get like pitching rubbers from the mounds. They said they're gonna get pitching rubbers when like Taj Bradley. I'm sure they dug up the rubber from Taj Bradley's debut. And you're gonna see that thrown into cards if they didn't already. Is it on here?
Did you?
It should be on here today on Tops Now.
Yeah, there's a Taj Bradley card.
Oh, but there's not an auto or a relic.
No, there's no.
But
Did
then that
you
just
notice
means they're gonna throw
at
that in
the
the product.
when they are doing all of like the pictures of the players on the big screen, like it was all labeled Tops at Wrigley. So I wonder what kind of deal they've got with, because they already have huge deals with Fanatics, right? So I think this is going to be a good opportunity for Tops to do a lot more in MLB and basically every sport now going
Oh,
forward.
dude, you guys have no idea. If they do half of what they say they're gonna do, it's nuts, man. It really is. It's so exciting. It's got me from never wanting to open a card shop to I can't wait to open a card shop. Like I can't fucking wait. It's happening. I mean, it's literally happening. It's just a matter of figuring it out.
And then,
But the thing is, it's going to be right when we do it. When it happens, people are going to want to come to it. So,
Kelnick's home run was the longest Mariners home run in StatCast era.
Oh,
so that's what that stat was.
Yeah, because I knew KB hit. What was it, 491 or 500?
495. They gave him when the one that hit the screen, like hit the front. And they gave him like 480 something on the one that went up on top. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, then. Moving on. So yeah, the drinks, man. All that is money's not coming in how they thought it would. Game's going too quick. They need to make a little more money. That's all that is. Let's just call it what it is. That's a fact. You can't tell me otherwise because there's no reason you ever stop serving after the 7th anyway. So that's all it is. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but it's the facts. Tell me why it's not. You're not getting enough money. What, the beer's going bad? Come on. Come on. Sort her a little less. You'll be all right. The Rays, though. Oh, my goodness. The Rays are 13-0. I was talking earlier about how we watch the breaks. Or while I do the breaks, I try to watch a baseball game. And we were watching Boston. They were winning, and then they weren't. We thought today was going to be the day.
Nope.
Springs came out of the game early for the Rays with an injury, and then the guy that came out kind of laid an egg, and they still managed to get out of it with a little bit of damage. They limited the damage really well, and gave up another run, and then I finished the break, and then the Rays just woke up, started smacking the ball around. Next thing you know, they're 13-0, and I guess that makes tomorrow really exciting, huh? Can they do it? They win one more? Set a new record?
Wonder who's pitching too. They're playing Toronto, right?
I have not looked.
Yeah, it's Toronto.
That's a decent test. That's the first decent team they've played.
Yeah.
It's still, 13 wins in a row. It doesn't matter. If you played the worst team in baseball, with beating them 13 times in a row would be stupid impressive. So they have 31 homers so far.
Barrios versus Rasmussen.
Barrios
has been horrific again to start the season. 0-2 with 11.17.
Oh, what happened to him?
I don't know. Last year was real bad for him too.
Woof.
Toronto happened.
He had such a lively arm too, dude.
Him and Baez are good friends. I guess Baez made a real bad mistake today. I guess he got benched and forgot how many outs there were. I didn't see it.
Was awful.
I didn't see it. I got caught up in a ceiling fan debacle this whole entire afternoon.
Javi being Javi?
Yeah.
Someone hit a fly ball to center, and he just bolted and just gave up and trying to go back. They just doubled off second.
Nice.
So basically, Javi being Javi.
Weston.
Oh, Weston.
Give me your money.
Bold.
Give me your money. Who
puts things like that on my screen?
I'll take that bet. It's early.
Wander.
We're going to talk about this.
Who's running this show?
Wander better than Julio.
Wander's a hitter. Nobody's saying he's not a hitter. And injuries.
He's better through 13 games. What that means, I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, right.
Time Julio is probably the guy.
April's the month that matters the least.
We're 13 games in, Pav. What's your hot take for this year? What are we looking at?
Don't even ask me.
Everybody's gonna love the rule changes by the end of the year.
Everybody already loves the rule changes.
That's not a hot take, Pav.
Yeah,
what do you mean? Brad was bitching about that.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take for me because I have the hot take.
Yeah.
I have the unpopular opinion because baseball's the only thing that doesn't make me want to go do something else. Anytime I'm doing something else, I'm like, man, I'd rather be watching or playing or practicing or I'd rather be doing something with baseball. you know, and then when I'm doing that, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But any other time, you know, and then now they're like, hey, we need to get baseball over with faster so you can get back to wanting to do baseball. Like, oh shit, the game's over. Now what? Now I got to go home and figure out when I'm gonna get to go to the game again. No. What are you cutting the half an hour off of my fun time for? Like, I wanted some more sunburn. Clearly, can't you see it? I look like a lobster.
Exactly.
Oh,
I could have got more.
Cooked.
Yeah, like
Medium rare.
oh yeah, we're there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not, you know, the biggest thing I don't like is the whole pick-off thing.
I hate. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I
Don't
like
tell
that
a guy how many times he's allowed to throw over. You're
Because
already
you
awarding balls and strikes if they're not where they need to be.
That rule may change though. I think that one was like a quick change because we didn't know anything about that coming into this. And then it was like, okay, you can only throw over the first twice. What the? Where'd that come from? But I think
Like before they do that, they need to start policing left-handed box a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, like figure that shit
Very
out
true.
before you start talking about how many times you could throw over. Like, no, give the base runner a fair chance against a lefty to get a lead. All you have to do is watch a runner get a lead off versus a lefty and a righty, the same guy. Watch how much closer to first base he is with any lefty. Lefties can be thrown in the motion of going towards home, and all of a sudden they're not. Like, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm throwing over to first, and my hip movement's really good, so I got to swing my leg over in time and fool everyone. Oh, left-handed pitchers. I liked hitting off of them. I hated running the bases. Hated running the
1,000%
bases.
true. Loved hitting. Couldn't stand being on first.
No fun. All right. What else? What do we got?
21,000 people showed up to the Rays game today, an afternoon Rays game.
That's got to be like an
21,000?
attendance record for them.
21,175 people.
It must just be the paid attendance.
Oh, yeah. Pictures there it wasn't true.
Yeah,
Nope.
I need to see people in the stands.
they're never going to lose another game. The owners are going to like the money too much. Like, you guys got to go out there and win again.
Tampa Bay fans are terrible. Terrible. The only thing
Yeah.
they're good for is hockey. They're good hockey fans, and that's it.
They just must like the air conditioning.
Yeah.
They're like indoors.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like the indoors. I want to go to that stadium just to say I've been in that stadium. That's the only reason I want to go there.
So
Well,
Pav, while we got you just fired up tonight, Pav's on a roll. I'm just gonna let him keep rolling. Pav,
Okay.
Pav, I want to talk about what you want to talk about, Pav. I want to talk about the state of the baseball. This dude right here.
Yeah.
What do you know? Because you brought it up with us earlier, and I want to know.
I'm. They got to be using. They're using the Yankee balls, right? These are the ones Aaron Judge was hitting all year last year. But like home run numbers are up insane. That's where Wander Franco's hitting his, right? All of a sudden he's fucking juiced up hitting home runs. But
What'd you say? 35%.
it's like 34.78%. So we'll.
So
call it
hang on.
35%.
Time out. I'm gonna interrupt you. Time it out. So what did you say about Wander being better than J-Rod for 13 games? So these home runs are only better than last year for these first 13 games.
Yeah.
So,
he
all
has
right.
4 home runs, right? And he had 6 total last year.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. He's not a big power guy. That's why I think hobby value isn't the best for him long term because you got to show some power. But the biggest, and not to get off topic, this is what we do here at the Underground Runaround. But I am curious to see if stolen bases, because I know those are up too in attempts and successes.
Crazy
It's like almost 80% success now. It's up like 5 or 6% because these fucking moon balloon bases. And I'm curious if and when stolen bases will start playing a factor in card value, like the ability to if there becomes like finally multiple people that can steal 40-50 bags a year. Like, is that gonna give any weight to the hobby value? Like, what? How much does a stolen base affect your WAR, Pav? Do you have any idea?
No, not like individually. How much?
Yeah, like if you steal 30 bases, like how much of that contributes to your WAR?
Here's what's
like
insane.
if you do the other shit like pretty much average.
How many 40-40 guys are we gonna have this year?
I don't know.
That's where I think that's the hobby part. Yeah,
it's gonna be fucking crazy. Acuna is gonna hit 40 home runs and still 40.
Is he? He didn't have a lot of power last year.
He's gonna. But the ball,
I know his leg was bad.
If they keep.
But the thing is, it's not the ball. Last year we know they were using 3 balls. So how many balls are they using right now? And if so, what?
The juiced one.
That's nuts, man.
When you think about, like, it's April. It's fucking April, right? We're not even in the point where guys hit a ton of home runs.
I know, it's not even hot yet.
And guys are just smoking home runs right now. And, like, they're not hitting
482 feet.
They're not hitting little home runs.
No,
like,
they're
when you think about
yeah,
yesterday.
So Soto hit one. Soto hit one 450. Bill, my man, Mr. Bill, he said Soto hit one 459 or something, and then he said Alonso hit one too. He's like, it wasn't as far, but he said everybody's crushing balls yesterday.
Both bombs.
Dude, Belly's was fucking 400.
Was it? I knew it was roasted.
It had to be. That thing was way up
as soon as it went past my face, I'm like, because I was 40 feet up the first baseline. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good one.
It's going to be really interesting if they keep those balls going. And because the stolen bases numbers, they're not going to change the bags midseason, right? So, I mean,
those
you're
bags
going to
are
have
here.
a lot of guys still 40 bases this year. Guys that you wouldn't expect to still. Nico Horner might still 40 bases.
Here's my thing. When do they change bags across every other level now? Is that going to happen? Because the Major League Baseball is the only people using that bag, right? That size base?
They will as they.
So, like, are they going to change that in all the smaller organizations?
Once they decide they want to spend the money.
Yeah, like, when does that come into play? Like, when does that actually change in baseball? Like, across the board, universally? Or is it just like, oh, since you're in the big leagues now we're going to want you to stay safer with the bigger bags. We want to reduce injuries at the big league level. Because you guys are the big leaguers. I don't know. If it's really a safety thing, why wouldn't you implement it at the smallest levels of baseball first?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, college ain't going to do it. You know.
Questions. Just question. Right. Just question. Thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Thinking out loud. Anything else about the baseballs, Pav? Can you find out? Are they using 2? Are they using 1? How many are they using? And why are they?
I suppose we could start buying some and cutting them open live.
Why are we?
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Why are they even allowed to use more than 1 in the first place?
Very good question.
Does it MLB own Rawlings?
I don't care what they own. Make 1 baseball and fucking use 1 baseball. Just use 1. Pick 1 and use it.
Yeah.
And then let the pitchers have some sticky shit. Let them have 1 thing. Like, people are gonna cheat and try and get ahead and all this nonsense. Give everybody the
spider tag.
Least of the evils. Yeah, just give them 1 little thing. Let them have their spin rates. Say, this is it. And then here's what you do. This is what we're allowing you to have. If we ever catch you with anything else, you're fucking banned. Like, you're done. Like, do that. Like, mean business. Do it. Because I don't know what else we're doing here. Because Musgrove's ears, I don't know what. I still don't believe Musgrove's ears were good. And I'm not a Mets. I'm not even a Mets guy. Those ears were so red.
They were shiny and red and
unbelievable. I've never seen anything shinier in my life, and unless he was greasing like a wrestler or like a MMA fighter, where he's like trying to get Vaseline to like absorb into his body or lotion or whatever, there's no reason for them ears to be looking like that in the sweat. Just unbelievable ear action going on there. What is that about? What is
in
that?
A night game?
Yeah,
like
the sun's not. UV stadium lights. What?
Yeah, you're not getting cooked. I don't know.
Interesting.
They turned the temp up on the lights.
Yeah, they didn't have LED bulbs. They were burning real hot, inefficient, and hot.
So, how much longer is this the only time the Cubs are above 500?
Ooh, that's a rough question. Here's my thought process on it. I know the schedule's getting tougher. But I also severely disagree with a few of just the opening day roster decisions, but I do understand why. I know why they made some of the decisions they did, but I don't agree with them because you should want to. You spent money this offseason. You should want to be competing right out of the gate. And to me, the roster they sent out on opening day is a let's see how April goes roster and then adjust accordingly. Like it's a they didn't. I don't think they're putting their best foot forward when they could be, and I think in the coming weeks you're going to see some changes and you're not going to be surprised.
Mash Mervis ?
I don't know that one. I don't know. There's other worse, and I hate to say it, but there's worse, more pressing issues than that.
The bullpen.
I mean, they've been somewhat good, but there's some positional.
The bullpen is actually pretty strong. It's just been fucking Merriweather, right? But the thing is, they actually have some quality pieces down in AAA that are bullpen pieces that have MLB experience. So it's really weird that guy.
There's just some. So
Mastroboni is the same way. What the fuck's he doing on a team? You have guys that could be playing there, right?
I can't take his name seriously. No,
dude, it's just.
I can't take his name seriously.
But
I don't like talking. I really don't like talking bad about people. But then when you don't know why they're,
the Cubs pitching is actually going to be a strong suit for them this year.
Hopefully,
but
I mean,
the question is, will they have the offense to? And right now, Swanson's fucking hitting the cover off the ball, right? But he missed the game yesterday. So we didn't get to see him, which kind of sucked. But his wife just had surgery and shit, so he was in the hospital the day before, and they said he was burned out. Yeah. So the rest of that lineup, if those guys do well, it's only going to lead to them getting traded. So if Mancini does well, if Hosmer does well, it just means they're going to get traded.
Gone. They're gone.
That sucks. I would hate. No.
They probably don't mind it so much though, because Hosmer knew he wasn't going to a contender, right? And Mancini wasn't going to the contender. So if they do well, maybe they will get picked up by a contender mid-season. And then that's when you're going to see Mervis come up.
Who says the Cubs aren't contending though? That's the problem. You spent money this offseason. You spent a lot of money. Why is this a sell-off at the deadline type of season? The Central sucks.
Because they only spent it's all 1-year deals. So even though they spent money, all those guys are 1-year deals except for fucking Swanson, right?
Well, Cody's got a second-year option. There's an option there.
Right.
So if he does well,
he's gone. It's $7 million. If he does well, he's gonna go fucking. He's gonna leave as fast as he can.
That's every guy that's signed with.
The thing is a big question mark for them is Stroman, right? Because
he's an opt-out, right?
He can opt out.
Yeah,
he can opt out. So with him, he actually had a decent day yesterday and didn't have his best stuff. He had to struggle through whatever fucking inning it was when he gave up a couple runs there. But he had a really good day, and his first 2 starts. He didn't give up anything, so his ERA is still stellar. He's throwing pretty hard right now. So if he stays healthy, it's going to be a big question mark whether they can keep Stroman around.
Get rid of him.
They probably will, to be honest. They have a lot of pitching in the minors, and some of these guys, they have to come up and get a fucking shot.
That dude's
So-
not loyal. Get rid of him.
It's pretty interesting. A
Coming
bummer
from
is,
a Mets fan.
was Nesky, because like he was looking really good in spring training, and he's got fucking lit up his first 2 starts. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
I mean, if he thinks he can get more than $21 million next year,
He
he's
can.
gone.
He can in the MLB.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
KB got 26 million a year.
Hey, all to hit the IL 3 times in the season.
Dude. Wow.
Poor guy.
Wow.
That's the one.
He was
time
doing
I
all right. How's he doing this year?
He's hitting 300, but no home runs, unless he hit one today.
Attaboy. All that thin air. No
The
no
half
slug.
The half-year rental. Oh, fuck.
Hitting 306 with a negative .2 WAR.
The Giants half-year rental. Chris Bryant.
Cubs, Chicago Cubs legend, Chris Bryant. Say it again, Kenny.
Kenny knows he had to watch him beat the fucking Giants back in 2016.
Here we go again.
Dude, when he hit that home run off the top of the wall to tie that game, I was like, holy fuck, dude, this guy is just unbelievable.
I can't tell you how depressed
And then
I
they
was
lost
going to
that
school for a week
I can.
after game 4. Oh, shut
We
up,
went
Brad.
through 2015. No. The NLCS in 2015 was one of the worst things ever.
that
That's
against-
tough.
Not so because
Mets.
we expected to be
Oh.
there, but the Mets literally embarrassed us in 4 games. I mean, just a bazillion strikeouts. I was working my first ever job on a blast furnace. My foreman was a White Sox fan. I was like a 2nd or 3rd year apprentice, and I just had my foreman just in my ear for the whole first 3 hours of the shift. Just White Sox aren't even in the playoffs, and I got this guy just happier than shit. Just happier, and just so happy that the Cubs are losing. Just every time the Mets scored, he like went out of his way to find me. I'm like, good God, dude, give it a rest. I'm like, I get it. I can't even watch it, and it just was. Oh,
See, people don't talk about it. Like, whose blow up was worse, the Mets or the Cubs?
the Mets' embarrassing collapse.
Dude, all that pitching.
What
just
happened to all that
disappeared.
pitching? Yeah. Oh my goodness. They should have had like 7. They should have had the world's first 7-man rotation of all-stars.
Oh
And
my
it just
God.
never had like oh
That was the team, right? That was the team that you worried about that the Cubs would meet up with. And then 2016, they shit the bed, and the Cubs just walked everybody.
that and Daniel Murphy. What he hit a home run a night in that series against the Cubs.
Oh,
It seemed like
yeah.
oh my God, Cub killer Daniel Murphy.
He had 4 in 2 games or something like that.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that vividly. Getting harassed over that guy too.
Go Murph.
Yeah. So in other news, I went to the Mint Collective a couple weeks ago. As far as the card world is concerned, I wanted to go. It's only the 2nd year they've done the show. I wanted to go the first year. I'm glad I didn't. Not because it was a bad show. I'm just I got to go to the show and like observe like a lot of the best businesses in the country were set up at that show. So you walk around, you see how they're set up at the show. You're like, okay, this is what they got going on, and they have so many people and so many things. Like, I get it. You start to see the whole picture. You're like, okay, like yeah, you can do this. You can travel to these shows and set up, but you need a team. So now we're out building an underground team. I don't know how we're doing it, but we're doing it. So it's gonna happen. Kenny's gonna come work for us when he finishes up school. It's gonna be dope. We got dibs on Kenny out there, so nobody take my intern. But it's cool, man. It's honestly cool to see how everybody does it. Like people really, like these people have they obviously have to have the same dream or ambition to do this because it's not easy, but they put it together. A lot of these people have put it together, and they're able to like support multiple people with like one business, in the hobby. It's real cool. So now I'm pumped. I'm like, it's like motivating to like go see that stuff. Like, oh yeah, could do that, huh? I bet I could figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm good at what I do. Like, let's take it the next step, and then do that good. And take it another step and do that good. Next thing you know, there'll be a little underground empire over there in Virginia. You know, and Keith's in the
That's right.
yep, and then Pav in the village, selling cardboard to all the villagers. It's got that good internet too, you know. But no, it's very cool. The mint itself, it was 4 nights or 4 days. The first 2 days weren't even the show. The card show was only Saturday and Sunday. I didn't even stay Sunday. I left. I had an early flight. We had to come home Sunday because the people that were watching my kids, my father-in-law, had to go back. The kids had school on Monday. Flight home was insanely expensive from Vegas on that Sunday. Apparently that was like spring break week for a lot of schools and stuff too.
Yeah.
So the travel sucked. Travel sucked. Ended up flying home first thing in the morning. Show was cool, but like for me, the show was very like vanilla selection wise. It was like all the top people, the people you want from every sport, but like everybody had very similar stuff. So there wasn't a whole lot of uniqueness to the vendors. But everybody sort of said that's kind of what that show is, you know. It's like a national show, so you're gonna see everybody flexing their best Bowman stuff. You know, stuff like that. Yeah.
To create content. Like
yeah. Look at my cases.
You know? Yeah.
Right. So I mean it was all right, but I did see a few like Pav Dennis from the local area. Dennis was there. I ran into that guy. Big Mike was there. I think Dovine and Terrence were there too. But I didn't see them. I was off doing something else. I took a few laps around the show and then I went and did something. I came back. But I didn't see anything. I literally didn't see a single card of like anything I collected. One guy had an amazing UFC display. He said he had like 10%, I think, of all the Jose Aldo rookie autographs ever made. He had a bunch of Jose Aldo superfractors and stuff.
I know who you're talking about.
He didn't have it for like it was all not for sale, but like I actually like talked to that guy for a little bit. It was cool. He had some really cool stuff.
He was set up down in Virginia Beach one time, and he put up a display of UFC, and it was literally drop my jaw. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, and that's when they were hitting big. But he was from that guy was from out west somewhere. But he's like, yeah, I just go across the country, show my stuff off, or show off my stuff, and then some of these guys, I mean, they got his case, like his cases are worth, over $200K each in each case.
Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, the people want to help. See that?
Yeah.
I love it.
Down south.
I love it. I hear it's really humid in Georgia, though.
It is.
It's really humid. I've been there once. It was not it.
Sounds awful. I sweat as it is.
It's
here.
like sticky heat, and I'm like, yeah, that's not it.
Ooh. What else? Vegas was cool. I'm trying to think about anything else at the Mint. I mean, it was a card show. I mean, they tried to make it more like, I don't know, more of an experience. I don't know. I really don't, I'm not good or bad. I didn't benefit from it a whole lot, but I got to meet, I did meet a lot of people that I actually knew on like the internet. I got to introduce myself like, hey, I'm the loudmouth from the internet. Stuff like that. So that's more of it than anything, I think, to me, is like the actual networking thing. Like I got invited to a couple parties. I went to one. It was cool. When I wanted to leave, I just left, like you're not tied to anything. You just go hang out, see what's up. How you doing? I still have some people I gotta catch back up with. The Zion Case people. Shout out to the Zion Case company. They like sponsored or like something. They did something with the event, advertised it or something like that. They're making some really cool one touches. They look like They're slightly smaller than a slab, but they have a little place for a label. And supposedly, when they actually go public with it, you'll be able to like have a customized label, so you could put it in there. Like if you have your own collection, you could put, my collection, Joe's cool cards, or whatever your Instagram handle is, or whatever. You could do it up however you want, and then you can get your own magnetic touches, and they have 2 magnets, one in each corner. Boom, you can put your cards in there, and then you get a little label. I don't know. I thought they were the coolest thing ever. I'm gonna get a ton of them with my business information instead of having a sticker. Like you got a good hit. Here's more advertising. Go ahead, take pictures in it. It's a beautiful one touch for you. So Facebook's the only place where people get upset about someone's business card or someone's name being attached to it. Like Facebook's such a weird place.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the hobby, so uptight. It's wild to me. Like you can't do that here. You can't do this here. You can't. It's not what you can do in the hobby. It's what you can't do. Only on Facebook. Come on down. But I love it. It's where I started. It's a weird place. The platform sucks too, as I'm sitting here live streaming to it. Notification system's been broken for years. You can have 100 likes on a post and it'll only reach 300 people. In a group where you have 4,000 people, it's wild. Some of the stuff that happens, like you can't make sense of any of it.
There was like 40 comments on a post, and he said it was like 400 post reach or something.
Yeah, I'm like, how's this even happening? It's not even me. Like people are actually engaging with the content here in the group, and like what? I don't get it. It's whatever. The business still continues. We got anything else? The Mint was, like I said, it was a card show. It really was. It was just like a card show. I don't know.
After seeing Seattle, do you think they can make the playoffs?
What I can tell you is Logan Gilbert's a stud.
Yeah, dude, he's good.
I mean, I knew that going in, and I was super excited for that pitching matchup, Gilbert and Stroman. So I was, you know what I mean? I'm not even mad. Like I said, the dude who when Kelnick hit that bomb, I fist bumped the dude. I'm like, that guy's happy. I'm just there. I was just happy to be there. Like, it's a good day. I'm like, I knew it was going to be a tough game. That's why I wanted to be there. I wanted to see good baseball. It was a terrific game, and Cubs got behind. They couldn't get it going. So it's not like they didn't put up a fight. They had a couple home runs. They had some people on base. But the Cubs, to get back to it, the only thing that worries me, big picture with the Cubs, is the 5, I think, I forget who they are off the top of my head, but the 5 guys I think they said they have locked up until 26 or 25. What's it? Hap,
Horner,
Seiya,
Swanson.
Who's, and I think there's one more. But anyway, those guys, they're not like big time power threats. Like
no,
there's not a lot of pop in the lineup. So where's that gonna come from? Because I think they need a little more pop. So I don't know. It's just like you're committing to playing a smaller brand of baseball, but you have these new rules in place. So maybe that's good, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how it unfolds because Hap's not a huge bot. Like it seems like Hap sacrificed power to put the ball in play more, and it's benefited him. He just got paid $61 million. It's clearly working. So I don't know.
I'm in disbelief that Pav just asked after watching 9 innings of a team if you think they're going to make the fucking playoffs.
Well, I mean, Seattle was kind of like everybody expected them to be a playoff team anyway, right?
You can watch 9 innings.
But you watch one game.
Well, I mean, you get to see like is Kelnick, is he going to be over the hump this year?
I think
I hope he does better.
And
I
like he's fucking lighting it up right now.
Yeah, so, and the Mariners need a lefty in there. I mean, they were trying to get a left-handed bat all offseason because I think people were confused when they ended up with Teoscar. They're like, what are they gonna do with him? Like, they need a lefty.
But yeah,
should they make the playoffs? Yes. Yeah.
Will they? Question mark.
That division's such a fucking funny division. You know, Houston at the end of the year is going to be good, right? So
yeah,
like
Houston's gonna have 127 wins.
the
Oh,
question
God.
is always who are the Angels and fucking who are the Rangers? The Rangers
They
are
are
really
who-
funny because they spent a bunch of money. We'll see what happens with it.
Well, I mean, one's out for
Seager's down.
$325 million on the IL right now, or
Seager's
300 something
down.
million.
DeGrom to follow.
I
Chester,
can't. I haven't
Hot
even.
take, Angels make the playoffs.
Chester, I would say that we need the Bellinger of old, except we need the Bellinger of 2019 is what we need. He had one good year, and that was like his whole fucking thing. But yeah, you need that one good year. I don't know if it'll come. The thing with Bellinger is, can he hit 240? And that's what you
Oh,
want
that'd be
out of him.
great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
thrilled with that.
Like Mancini, if he hits 250, it's gonna be like that's a good season for him. That's gonna be a pretty good fucking year for him. If
Didn't
he hits
Bellinger
250 and
start-
hits 20 home runs, fuck.
Why do you got to make him sound like a hot pepper?
Did he say Mancini?
He
As in
did.
Yeah, he
CH?
said Mancini.
Like
I-
like a
I
complete
heard-
douchebag.
No,
I heard him
I
correctly.
listen when they announced his name yesterday. That's how they said it.
No
Oh,
way.
God.
I didn't hear that. I can't validate Pav's claim there. There's
Pav
I
didn't
must
get it.
I must have missed that every time.
No way.
I didn't see not one single Mancini pepper out there. Not one yesterday.
It's Chicago.
Oh, good. Oh, God.
I did put a pickle up. I
It's
did put
Italian.
I did put a pickle on my hot dog because that's such a terrific combination. The pickle spear on the hot dog. I mean, what do you know about that? Anybody?
Some green
Pickles
relish.
are for the
Oh,
devil.
green relish. Terrific. Just terrific. I mean, oh my goodness.
As long as you enjoyed it, Brad, I'm happy.
Oh, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I even took a selfie with it. You know, that's how much I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
Dude, I got a hot dog before we went down to our seats, right?
Yes, me too. And I oh, hey, complaint though. Complaint. Did you go to a self-serve hot dog thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Where the
What's-
fuck were the onions, relish, and everything? It
Oh
was-
no, they were there. I found them. You had to go find them. But
I think I know where this is going.
so I had to go work at Wrigley Field yesterday to check out and get my hot dog, and I didn't get mad because it was like the first thing I did when I got in there. She's like, put the shit on the scale. All right, and it does. It takes a picture and it shows you on the screen, and it asked me because I had a hot dog shaped cardboard box. It's like, what is this item? And it had 3 selections: hot dog, bratwurst, or like vegetarian hot dog. I don't even know what the third option is, but that is definitely not it. I could understand why you thought this might be a Polish sausage here in the great city of Chicago. And but no, I didn't go that route. It's just a hot dog. I hit the hot dog button. Nothing happens.
You were definitely on the visitor side of the fucking field.
No, this was right under the marquee, dude, right inside the field. So then I hit it again. Boop. Nothing. This lady's like, I'm like, ma'am, help. Like, what do I do here? She's like, have you tried taking it on and taking it off again?
I'm gonna take it
should
off
I
and
have
go in my
Hey,
seat.
and I didn't have breakfast this day, and I'm a breakfast person, so I'm like starving by the time, like, when I got to the field and when I got home, I was so hungry, and I gotta work on my eating schedule. But so I'm like, man, really? Like, this lady's, I'm like, fine, all right. So I pick up the thing. She's like, all right, now put it back on. Boop. Thing pops up. Same 3 options, you know, hot dog, sausage, or the vegetarian dude, the tofu unit, whatever it was. Hot dog, still a hot dog. I still want it. Let me have it. Click the screen. The screen, like, it like recognizes I touched it, but it doesn't do anything. And I've been here like 2 minutes at this point, and I thought the whole point of this was to make this fast. So I'm like, oh no, this is awful. And she's like, all right, move on over here to this one. So I do. Then the one over there like doesn't want to cancel my transaction. It was like trying to like tell me to put my stuff back on there, and I'm like, what do you want me to do here? Like, Can I just have the hot dog and the beer?
Adventure.
Oh, it was unbelievable. All because they wanted you to use the screen. And then she thanked me for her finding out that one was broken before they got busy or something. I'm like, can I have a hot dog? Give me another hot dog. You could be all welcome. As welcome as you want. Hot dog was terrific, though. Impressed, man. That's my biggest complaint. So locally for like Pav and someone like myself, we have the Gary South Shore Railcats close by, and they're an independent franchise or baseball team. That means they have to turn a profit to exist. They're not like minor league affiliated teams that can be supported by the major league organization. These clubs have to save as much money as possible, and I don't know how they do that. But I will say that the South Shore Railcats have been known from time to time to have some very questionable hot dogs in the stadium. Sometimes they're good. They're like the Taco Bell of baseball fields. Sometimes you're gonna get a really good hot dog, it's gonna be terrific, and sometimes you're gonna get Taco Bell and it's gonna be really terrific, or it's gonna be bad. The bun's gonna be hard. You know, like how do you get a hard bun at a baseball? I don't even care if it's a shitty hot dog. How do you have a crusty bun?
They already steamed it a couple times.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing here? I don't know, but it's cheap, you know, and it's, you know, people chasing a dream, and it's close baseball. It's 10 minutes from my house. But Wrigley, the hot dog was like $9 though, but it was good. It was real good. No complaints with it. So,
did you eat before you went to the game?
no, I didn't eat anything, dude.
Yeah.
Pav, listen.
I smashed a
Listen,
hot dog.
listen.
He doesn't listen to me,
I
does
fucking
he?
bought a hot dog before I went to my seat.
It all makes sense.
Smashed the fucking hot dog when I got to my seat.
It's unbelievable.
And then as I'm sitting there, here comes the hot dog guy. I ordered another one.
You're so lucky, dude.
My niece is like, what the fuck? I'm like, I didn't eat anything. This is breakfast and lunch and fucking brunch and everything for me here.
Pav
Yeah.
was asking where
Never
Colin
good
Candy
sign.
was
You
saying
got to
that.
eat at least 2 hot dogs. That fucking make a meal out of it.
I agree.
Pav's niece was like, "Can you give me cotton candy, please?"
Yep.
Kenny should probably beat you up.
She probably would beat up Kenny.
Hey, I'm not that scrawny.
She's
No,
apparently a TikTok superstar. Shout out to your
Uh,
niece. I didn't know that.
Jesus, what'd she say?
She said like millions.
9 million followers or some
No,
shit?
no, so that was.
No.
She said 9 million likes
Oh,
on
9 million.
one video.
On one video.
Oh god.
So that's like a bazillion views. I didn't ask her for the thing or anything like that, but like she opened that blaster, and I'm like, do you care if we record this? I'm like, we might use it for footage, and she's like, no, I don't care. And her dad was like, yeah, she's got a bazillion follow. I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh yeah, you're one of those new kids with the technology. Good for you.
Yep.
Dude,
And I asked her, I'm like,
Pav in the village.
well, like I've
get
made
that
money on
business
TikTok.
degree.
So I'm like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm like, and you don't have to answer me. I'm like, but like, are you like making a ton of money then on TikTok? And she's like, if I tried more or something like that. She's like,
Bruh, that's the
she's trying to get into school and all that, you know, take care of college.
That's the typical answer.
But I'm like, I know I don't have a crazy TikTok following, but TikTok does pretty well for me, and like I've made money from TikTok. And I'm like, someone getting millions, like how much money does millions make? Like, what are you going to college for? So I was like, you're set for life.
Right?
But no, that was cool, man. That was fun. Next week, night game. Which day? Monday or Tuesday, Pav? White Sox Phillies.
that depends on the weather.
Yeah, what's the weather, dude? Let's look.
Hey, what if Matt Strom starts?
I don't think he's gonna
I
make
know
that series.
I don't
If
really know the rotation lines up, but how
when I projected it in my mind with or without a theoretical off day, I don't think he would. We'll see though.
Let's see what
I haven't looked.
ESPN says. 1 second. Oh,
It's gonna be awful both nights, Pav. Jeez, 35 a.m.
Oh, shit.
a.m. snow showers.
Oh shit!
We just got
Oh,
sunburned and cooked. It was 82 degrees or something like that, and now we're gonna have Tuesday night snow showers at the Cell or whatever it's called, Guaranteed Rate Field.
They're gonna pay us. They're gonna pay us to take seats.
Tuesday, the low's 40. North winds. Love it.
I'll tell you the good thing about the cold weather. You know, like
No. Please tell me the good thing about the cold weather. Because I'm sunburned and it's going to be extra cold.
it's a lot less likely you'll get mugged.
Oh God.
Pav, you're ridiculous, dude.
I'm just saying.
No, it's probably more likely because there's going to be less people because the weather's bad, so you're going to be an easier target for anybody who wants to do harm to people. I think we're going to have to sit this one out.
The Stromboni is projected to pitch on Saturday and then Thursday after the Chicago series.
Exactly. That sucks. But that's okay. He'll be in Wrigley, I'm sure. Yeah, shout out to the Stromboni. I'm sure he'll be pitching, in Wrigley. It would be really cool to see him start, though. No doubt about it.
I'm going to find him at the dump that is the Ring Central Coliseum.
Is that what it's called?
It looks like the Phillies found a fucking starter, man. That's what it looks like, dude.
I mean, we'll see. That's very impressive. He's been incredibly efficient, too. I mean, just wild.
I wanted a Matt Strom Tops Now card. I would have just bought that.
Yeah, I don't know what that deal is either because, like, he's a card guy. Like, Topps should be showing him some love. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I didn't ask, but he's a good baseball player. I don't know. What else? Anything? I'm tired. It's been a long day for me. Keith has been just a sourpuss for a month now. Look at him. He perks up just to run his mouth, but has nothing to say. Nothing to say. Look at him. Just nothing. Not a word. He's just open mouth, no words coming out.
I'm still in disbelief. Pav comments. I don't
know. You notice? Hey, Keith, Kenny, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but that question Pav asked about the Mariners, I never even started to answer it. Just we just ran right around that,
because he's going to answer his own question. He's going to
just let him talk about it.
I'll tell you what.
I'm asking you. This is why I'm asking you this question. And then we get 10 minutes of the Mariners.
If Pabs asks the question, Pab answers his own question. It's like you're talking to a mirror.
That's true.
I'll tell you, man. Fucking.
Here it is. That's it. That's the line. That's the line right there. You could
see that the Cubs game plan that game was like swing like early versus Gilbert, and he fucking carved them up, dude. I don't know how many first pitches do you think the Cubs swung at yesterday? Like
I don't know.
Almost every single first pitch he threw.
I didn't have my StatCast with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. We weren't crunching the data in real time.
Brett was for us.
Brett was messaging us. They had Wi-Fi in the stadium, so I was all about it. I'm like, yeah. Every time I check my phone, there'd be a bunch of things on there. That's okay though. One time, my buddy Curtis and I, the COVID year when they were at limited capacity, we went to the Sunday night baseball game where we ended up on TV. But I had pictures of myself in my inbox from like 20 people before I even realized it because I was so mad. That was the most horrific start to a game. On Sunday, me and my buddy Curtis get there early. Curtis has never been to Wrigley. He likes the Braves. I'm like, yeah, dude, come on, let's go. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, I got great seats. Where the bullpens used to be. They're great seats over there. What, section 6? Is that what it is? Good seats. And we go first row, I think, if I remember correctly from the picture. First or like closest row to the field, maybe. Sitting there with a mask on because they were like enforcing the mask policy really hardcore. Like even in between innings, instead of like the ball boys, they were having people come out to like point at you and make sure. It was wild. And so you want to watch baseball and whatever. If this gets me to the baseball, you just hold the beer can in your hand, keep the mask down. But man, they got me. Like they got me on Sunday Night Baseball. I think the box score says, the scoreboard on the screen says 3-0. Hendricks was getting just tore up, and the beer man hadn't come by yet. Like, we hadn't even got situated. And it was just a bad day. A bad day. Like, that's my moment I get on TV. That's it. It's terrible. We got to redeem ourselves from that. We got to figure out how to get on TV again. Like Pete. You see Pete, what he does with the 76ers? He gets all body painted up and ends up on the scoreboard all the time. He ends up on, people make TikToks of him and stuff. He's hilarious. He's like a Sixers super fan. Pretty soon they're going to start buying him tickets to the game. He keeps that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people do that. Yeah, that's the thing.
A mother-daughter combo fucking nailed it at the game we went to. They had Extend Hap as their fucking sign. So then, like, when everybody found out that they extended Hap, they wrote on there 3 years, you know, blah, blah. And like every fucking time they went to commercial, they just kept showing that mother-daughter with the Extend Hap fucking sign.
Oh, that's hell cool. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nailed it. It's always my first game, though, right? That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
For first game.
Hey,
this guy's been here fucking 20 times this season.
The camera guys start getting mad. They start calling you out. Tell the producer, quitting that guy up. Quit putting that guy on there. It's funny, but that's about it. There's not a lot going on in the baseball card world release wise. Basketball, Prism basketball came out. We got some cooking up on eBay, so make sure you go check out our eBay store. We got consignment rolling out. I've had a guy that's been helping me, and he's a wizard. So we're gonna be bringing him in eventually, sooner than later. I'm sure full time. We're gonna really be ramping up some consignment things and things of that nature. Prism basketball this week, but we're doing some on eBay, so check that out. Next week we got Revolution basketball. I got Kenny set up. Kenny's my remote guy. Shout out to Kenny. Leave him alone. We got him hooked up with Revolution basketball. Basketball for me does well on eBay. Our little eBay store, like, you can track the followers. It keeps continuing to get followers, so it's like building a whole nother community outside of what we're already doing. I couldn't sell basketball if I sold it for half of my cost. It just seems like that's what it is. I can sell football. I can struggle my ass off and break even and sell football, but I think football's really bad right now. Like, it's rough. Like, I don't. When you're pulling big hits and they're not even going to cover the cost of your box. Well, no, like, I pulled a Pickett auto to like $149. It doesn't even buy you a box of Prism. Like, what are you doing then? It's like, who are you going to pull now? Because I don't know. That's wild. Like, limited, I took an absolute bath on limited, just destroyed. But basketball does well. And it seems like the customer base I have would prefer football over basketball. And I just think basketball is a better value. Smaller rosters. I know, you don't always have good rookies, and that's the thing. The rookie class isn't great or whatever. But for whatever reason, we do okay with it. So that's what we got going on. But outside of that, there's nothing really going on for baseball. Dynasty baseball, but it's too much money. Who's buying Dynasty? I don't know. I was talking about it with other folks today. I paid $14.44 for a case of Dynasty in 2020. I found an old price list because we were talking about what it used to cost, and I'm like, I don't know. It's gotta cost like $3 or $4 grand now. It's crazy. And then you gotta charge more money, substantially more money, to like cover merchant fees. Like, merchant fees get so much more expensive when you're talking in percentages, things like that, before you can even try and make a profit as a business. So I'm sitting Dynasty out for sure. Sorry, anybody. I don't know if that's even. I don't even know if anyone's sad about that, to be honest.
You can't make your money back. I mean, honestly, what's the chance of you making your money back on a box of Dynasty?
What are you gonna hit? Yeah, what do you gotta hit?
Yeah, you gotta hit something big, and you gotta hit something 10 or less.
And not only that, like, it's a big card. Now the average person has to find a way to sell that to like a serious buyer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it's a different market. I'm sorry, that's a different market. I'm not trying to be rude or anything either, but
they got pockets.
Well, it's just like the relationships to even like talk with a lot of those people. It's not like there's an endless amount of buyers for elite high-end sports cards.
No.
Yeah. It's a great, like, there's definitely access levels for everyone, even with like graded cards. But a lot of people just grab like base rookie 10s of players. Like that's their PC. Like I PC John Morant, Luka Doncic, Juan Soto, and the dude on the Bengals, Burrow. And all I have is base rookie PSA 10s. Like that's my whole PC. Those are those people. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the guy who only buys the $1,000 autograph. That's what makes the hobby great. But it is a whole different, like each different set has its own different way of like how things happen. So
David Adams has a case for $5,000.
yeah, that's absurd. I don't even know if I might have been able to pre-order it. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did put a pre-order in, but I guarantee you I didn't get anything I asked for. And I've actually been allocated Dynasty before, which is like one of the products you want. So my business has never gone down any year. It continues to increase. And I used to get allocated products like that.
Yeah.
Now I know they're not even coming. What did I do wrong? So that's what sucks. It's so tough. I'm not bitching about it. I mean, it is what it is. I don't even know if I'd want it at whatever it costs. If they're really charging $5,000 for it, that's $1,000 a box. Yeah, it's still 5-box case. It's 5 cards.
That's a lot of money for a little.
Better be some nice cards. So in 2019, I pulled a 101 Vladdy logo man, rookie Vladdy 101. What's that worth? That should be worth $50,000 by the standards of today's Dynasty prices. You know what I mean? That should be a monumental card all of a sudden. I don't even think it was $3,000, $4,000 back then. I don't remember who it went to. I need to go back and find that. Whose card is that? Who has this card? I'll find it right now.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
You ever hear of this guy, Ryan Mountcastle?
He's heating up.
He's heating up. Haha.
He's only on pace to hit 75 home runs this season.
I love it.
Mountcastle's heating up.
It's not on YouTube. It must be in our Facebook group. I wonder if it'll search for it. Not the group. I just want to look real quick if we can find out who has this Vladdy Jr. to see if they still have it. 2019 Topps Dynasty 5-box case break number 1. There is 5 people in this break that are no longer in the group, including Bob Brown. Blue Jays. Oh, Clyde Dunn. Clyde Dunn hit that Vladdy Jr. I'm going to message him tomorrow. Find out if he still has it. Because that's the only case we did, I'm sure of it. Blake Snell, David Ortiz. That David Ortiz auto was dope. Yeah, Vladdy Jr. 101. That's sweet. That is sweet. Alright, guys. I'm not going to hold you hostage anymore. That's it. It's another episode of the Underground Runaround podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you next week.